Hi, so today we're going to do a really lovely somatic practice focusing predominantly around the shoulders. We're also going to be moving up into the neck and a bit down into the spine, but finding that focus around the shoulder area. And so I really hope that you enjoy finding a bit of release and a bit of awareness around the mobility in your shoulders today. So we're going to be working through very comfortable, controlled movement the whole time. So really important that you're not pushing into any pain or discomfort. If you have issues around this area at the moment, if you have any questions that you want to check in with, or if you just want to know whether you should be tailoring this slightly differently for your own issues, then please do not hesitate to get in touch. That's always there as an option, so please remember that. What we're going to need for the practice is you might find that you want some sort of blanket that you can use underneath your head, but we want to aim to be able to lie on our back without having a cushion or a pillow. So what we don't want to do is lie on our back and have the head lifted up. However, if when you lie on your back, your chin drops up and the head drops back, then you might find that you want something under the head just to give that support, okay? Just to enable yourself to find the neck in a sort of neutral place rather than in this sort of scrunched place. So if that's for you, then do find something to put under your head. However, having said that, don't exaggerate it. So we really don't want to be in a place where we're sort of doing this, it's a position that we might often lie in bed where you've got your head lifted up and the chin dropping in. That's not where we want to be, okay? So we will start lying down today on our backs. So as you're ready, find your space and allow yourself to land down. Another thing that you might find that you need if you do have issues in the lower back and find having the legs straight out uncomfortable, you might want just a little bolster, another rolled mat, some cushions or something to put underneath the legs so that the legs can land slightly bent and still rested. So that's another option. So anyway, we're going to be lying down comfortably on the back, arms out to the sides, palms face up. Again, if your back is not comfortable in this place, do feel free to either have something under the legs or bend the knees in and just let those legs land in a comfortable way. And as you land, just letting your eyes be closed, take a moment to just notice what it feels like to land on the ground today. Notice your whole body relaxed. Maybe notice parts of the body that are not relaxed. And as you settle down, consciously scanning through the body and just noticing what you can feel. And try not to jump onto any stories. Just allow yourself to notice and then move on. Notice and acknowledge, maybe saying to yourself, I can feel my right heel heavier than my left heel. I can feel my shoulder blades digging into the ground. I can feel my breath moving on my upper lip. Whatever you can feel, just noticing. Noticing and acknowledging, and then notice if you're using any negative language or any charged language, and try and let yourself use language that is curious, that is informative, rather than labeling things as being good or bad. Trying to let go of judgment. See if you can notice a sense of compassion for everything that you can feel. Gratitude for the curiosity. And then I want you to bring your attention specifically to the neck, the shoulders and the jaws. Actively release the tongue from the back of the teeth and the roof of the mouth. Notice the base of the skull relax. Back of the neck, soften, maybe lengthen a little. And then notice if your shoulders feel comfortable or if they feel like they're lifted a little. Maybe you might want to bring the hands a bit further away from the body and just gently tuck the shoulder blades underneath your back a little more. Just see how that feels. That's creating maybe a little bit more space between the shoulders and the ears, or maybe just the sensation of a bit more space. As you notice your shoulders, get a sense of right side compared to left side. So noticing if there is any difference just as you land. And then we're going to just find a little bit of movement in the shoulders. So you're going to have your shoulders rolling inwards, or have the arms rolling inwards from the shoulder. So to do that, you're letting the shoulders sort of lift a little away from the ground. And the arms are slightly rolling inwards. Let the elbows be soft, let the hands be soft as you bring those shoulders forwards, rolling that upper arm bone in. And then slowly, slowly letting that release. As that releases all the way back down, then you're going to let the arms roll the other way. So you're drawing the shoulder blades back underneath you, letting the upper arms rotate out. You might find that the back arches a little, but try not to exaggerate that. So allow the back to move passively. Try and find that focus on the upper arms moving. Movement in the shoulders, then releasing that and rolling forwards again. So just a couple of times. As we do this, we're just testing what kind of control we have. So you might find this movement quite jumpy and stuttered. You might find that one shoulder has a predominance of movement or has more or less mobility. So you're just noticing, this is our little check-in. How does it feel to move my shoulders in this way today? Comfortable range of movement throughout. So make sure if there is any niggles, any tightness, that you're not pushing into that. As you're ready, you're going to let your shoulders come back to a neutral place. And just let them land and notice how they feel. Notice how the breath moves. Notice if your tongue has clenched back up to the roof of the mouth or the back of the teeth, if your jaws have clenched. See if you can go through that process of relaxing again around the tongue, the jaws, the back of the neck, base of the skull. And then we're going to bring our attention into the right shoulder specifically. We're going to allow the left shoulder to stay very relaxed. And we're just going to work with that right shoulder on its own. As you roll the right shoulder inwards, notice the left shoulder staying relaxed. And then gently, gently rolling that right shoulder back to neutral, slowly and controlled. And then rolling it back, allowing the arm to externally rotate. You might allow the arm to move up and down as you do this. So just see how it feels to move. Notice what it takes to find the movement. Notice where you're trying to exaggerate the movement and where you can soften. Keep the breath steady. And notice that left side staying relaxed. So you might find that left shoulder trying to grip. You might find the left hand trying to grip. So really trying to isolate the activity, all the tension around this right side. Couple more. If you find a bit of a jump or a stutter in the movement, that's an indication that you don't have that control of that whole length of that muscle. So we're building up those motor neural connections safely, comfortably, teaching that muscle to come back into control. Trying to encourage any compensatory muscles to let go and relax. And then whenever you're ready, you're going to pause that movement. Take your time. If you feel like you need to move it the other way first, then do. And then as you relax, you might need a little shuffle, a little wiggle, and then just notice how right shoulder feels compared to left shoulder. Notice where you can release tension around the tongue, the jaws, back of the neck and the base of the skull. And then we're going to move the awareness over to the left side. So we're doing the same thing on that left shoulder. Gently, gently rolling it forward, letting the arm gently inwardly rotate. And then gently, gently rolling it back through neutral. And then rolling that shoulder back, arm externally rotating. As you're doing this, trying to consciously notice this right shoulder staying relaxed. As you move gently through that left side, you might find a bit of stuttering again. You might find more or less mobility compared to the other side. So just exploring this with that inquisitiveness. Breathing as you move. And remembering to just notice what kind of language you're using, making sure that you're very clear in what you can feel. Let go of any negative, any connotations towards good side, bad side. Allow yourself to learn from both sides. Notice where you're able to release a little bit more tension. Notice where you're able to take a little bit more control. If your right side is dominant, then you might find that this side is harder to control without that right side gripping and tensing up. So notice that. Try and keep that non-dominant side as relaxed as possible, or the non-moving side, sorry, as relaxed as possible. Just do a couple more in this way. Whenever you're ready, pausing the movement. Take your time if you need to go the other way first, or if you need to do a little bit more, then do. And then letting yourself just relax. Noticing how the shoulders feel. And then as you're ready, we're going to stay on our back. So if you notice yourself in this position getting a little uncomfortable, you might just shift a little. Again, you might choose to have the legs bent as we do this, or have the legs rested onto something. You might choose to just shift. If you were using something underneath the head, you might now find that you're able to reduce the height of that. Or remove it entirely. So let yourself find a comfortable place. We want the lower half of the body just relaxed and comfortable, okay? As we focus on the upper half of the body. But one thing we are going to do is let the right knee fall out to the side, okay? So if you've got your legs straight, then just allow that right leg to bend a little and drop out to the side. If you've got your legs bent, then you might want to bend that in a little bit more. So just see what feels comfortable. And again, you can change this according to what feels okay for you. And if you repeat this practice over and over, you might try different positions of the legs one time to the next time, okay? So from here, letting yourself land, we're going to have the head turn gently over to the right side. Just notice how that feels. And then gently turn the head over to the left side. And you're just going to do that a couple of times, getting a sense of how it feels to move the neck. Noticing if there's any tightness as you rock the head side to side. And as you're doing this, notice how it feels as you rock on the skull, but then also how it feels as you rotate through the spine. So in order to rotate neutrally through the spine, you're going to have to let your head lift a little so that you can
turn onto the side of the head without rocking over to the side. So playing with that as well. Noticing how it feels to rotate through the neck, as well as how it feels to simply rock over to the side. Be gentle if there's any discomfort. If it hurts to lift your head, then don't do it. So just let yourself really gently explore if you can slide the head side to side or rock it. So as we've found that exploration, just noticing what we're playing with right side and left side, we're then going to bring the head to turn to the right. And if you can, rather than rocking over to the right, very gently rotating through the top of through the spine, through the neck to bring the head to the right. You're going to bend your right arm and have your right hand just tuck underneath the right side of the head. And depending on how far you can turn your head, you might be able to have your cheek connected to your hand, or you might just have your ear connected to your hand. So just see how that feels. And then in this position, that's where we're going to very gently let that right knee fall out to the right side. So here we're going to very gently just press the face towards the hand. So you're pressing that right side of the head, so maybe the cheek into the hand, or maybe just pressing the ear towards the hand or the side of the head towards the hand. And pressing very gently down, so you're active there along the right side of the neck. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, just release the effort. And then let it relax. So very careful not to add any discomfort. So if you do have discomfort here, one thing you can do is contact me so we can just discuss it. Another thing that you can do here is just back off. So maybe it's the tiniest movement as you take that pressure into the side. You might even just imagine the movement, okay? So as you're ready, just gently moving into that pressure as much as you comfortably can. Maybe cheek into hand, finding that effort, and then taking a breath. As you exhale, just releasing the pressure completely. You can keep the head slightly to the right, but just let it relax. We'll just do that a couple more times in your own time, just finding that effort, finding that pressure, noticing how it feels to engage, and then how it feels to relax. And as you relax, notice what other parts of the body relax too. So you might find that you were holding tension, maybe gripping in that left side as you were pressing. So see if you can let that relax. We're really focusing and isolating on this right side as we find that pressure and then relax it. And then as you're ready, we're going to change this slightly. So with the head over to the side as much as you comfortably can, you're then going to press your right elbow in towards the floor. As you do that, you might find that the right side of the back arches a little. Try not to exaggerate it, but just notice if that happens. And then let that release the effort. Doing that just a couple of times, just pressing that right elbow out to the side into the ground. And then letting it release and relax. Good. Breathing gently as you find that effort to press into the ground with that right elbow. And then letting it relax. Good. Take a moment to just notice, of course, a little wiggle, a little movement away from it if you need. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring those two movements together. So you're going to press cheek into the hand or the side of the head into the hand, and then press the elbow down to the ground. And then release and relax the effort. And remember, we don't need to do too much here, so we're not looking for 100% effort. You're just looking to activate those muscles. Gently press the face into the hand, press the elbow into the ground, maybe notice that little arch on the right side of the back, and then let it all relax and release. Doing that a couple more times. Again, gently. You don't want to fatigue any muscles. You don't want to be aggravating any tension. You might only be doing 10% effort in this movement, and that's absolutely fine. Activating the muscles and then letting them release. Really important to find that release as you do this. If you need, again, just finding a little movement away from it, relaxing. And then we're going to change it again ever so slightly. So this time, as your head is over to the side, hand underneath the head, you're going to press your right knee out towards the right side. So you're just actively pressing that right knee out to the right side. And again, you might find that arching into the lower back here, engaging into that right glute. And then letting that relax. Now we're going to bring all of that together. So the face moves into the hand, the elbow into the ground, the right leg into the right side. And then let all of that relax. And doing that a few times. Face into the hand, elbow into the ground, right knee pressing out to the right side. And then letting it relax. And as you do this in your own time, keeping breathing, notice how much the left side gets involved and see if you can keep the left side relaxed. See if you can start to find all of that movement coming together. So it's almost just one solid fluid movement. Face into hand, elbow into ground, knee out to the side. Find that activation, left side relaxed. Let it all relax. Just one or two more. Again, gently, gently. You might be backing off the pressure the more you do it. There's no need to push harder. So let yourself just really find the control and the release gently. And then as you're ready, letting all of that come out, letting your body come to a neutral place. You might have a little bit of a wiggle, and then letting yourself land neutrally. And just notice how your body feels right side compared to left side. Just breathing gently. And then as you're ready, we're going to switch sides. So again, if you need to do anything in your body to make this, again, more comfortable, or if you just need to come out, take a little rock on the back, take a little movement of the neck, then do that gently, gently, slow, conscious movements, whatever you do. And then we're going to come to the other side. So you're turning your head to the side, and again, rather than rocking the chin towards the left shoulder, you're very gently seeing if you can rotate in the neck, so that we're keeping that neck in the straight line along with the rest of the spine. Left hand is coming underneath the left side of the head, and you're bringing your left knee out to that left side. Okay, so as you're finding this movement on this side, we're starting off again with the movement in the neck first. So you're going to be bringing your face towards the hand, just pressing it in towards the hand, and then letting that release. So just that. And again, it might be the cheek into the hand, or it might just be the side of the head towards the hand, whatever's comfortable here. And then letting it relax. A couple more times, just finding that movement, engaging into the left side of the neck to find that pressure, and then releasing it. Again, it could be just 10% effort, that's absolutely fine. Just finding this movement gently and gently. Right side of the body relaxed as much as possible. And then we're going to pause that movement, and we're going to bring our attention into the arm. So you're pressing that left elbow down into the ground, and then letting that relax and release. Good. So as you press that left elbow down, you might find the left side of the back arch a little. Try not to exaggerate it. You're not stopping it, but don't exaggerate it. And then letting that elbow relax. And then we're going to add these two together. So remember, as we're going through this, if at any point you just need to back off and move out and then come back in, then do. Listen to your own body, be gentle and kind. So we're pressing very gently the face towards the hand, and then that elbow into the ground. Maybe notice a little arch in the left side of the back, and then letting that relax. And again, face towards the hand, elbow down in towards the ground, and then letting that all just relax. Doing that a couple more times in your own time. Keep the breath moving, acknowledging any difference this side compared to the left side, and acknowledge with interest. Notice what you can learn from both sides. where you can soften and let go of tension, and where you can activate and find that tonicity in the muscles. As you're ready, letting all of that relax. Again, maybe just gently moving through the neck. We're going to bring our attention down to the leg for a moment here. So with that left leg slightly bent out to the side, you're going to press that left knee out to the side. And you might find that causing a little arch in the left lower back, and then letting it release. Release with control. And again, just gently pressing that knee out to the side. Feel that effort. Again, it might just be 10% effort, that's fine. And then allowing it to release with control. Notice yourself actively, consciously releasing. Keeping the right side of the body, we're going relaxed and soft. We're going to find all of those movements together. So the face presses towards the hand, and then the elbow presses into the ground, and then the knee gently presses out to the side to feel that left glute. And then gently, gently releasing the effort. And then as you're ready again, in your own time, just finding that face, and then elbow, and then knee out to the side. And then releasing slowly in control. Keep the face relaxed. Notice that you're not holding tension wherever you don't need to. Gently, gently finding this engagement. And as you do this, each time, maybe starting to bring the movement more and more together. Face, elbow, knee. And then slowly releasing. So remember, as you release, that's the really important part. That's the part where we allow the body to consciously release any tension that is held. So any subconscious tension, any habitual tension that might be held in these areas, we're allowing that to release. We're resetting what the normal state of the muscle is by activating and then releasing tension. A couple more times in your own time. Just breathing gently. Again, the effort might just be 10%, might be very little. You might even just imagine the movement a couple of times and see how that feels. And then as you're ready, we're going to release out of this gently, gently, bringing your arms down, head back to neutral. Again, you might just rock in the back, you might stretch out the legs. Do what you need to do, come to a comfortable place where you can relax. And just notice how the neck feels. Notice how the shoulders feel. And then gently, gently, you're just going to take your head side to side. Find the movement very slow, breathing gently. Make sure you're not moving into any discomfort. And just like we did before, you're just going to play with rolling the head side to side. So the chin kind of moves towards one shoulder and then the other. And then also play with very gently seeing if you can rotate the head side to side. So there's sort of a lift or a slide of the skull. And again, do that gently. You might do it bit by bit. If there's tension through the neck, then lifting the head from the ground might be uncomfortable. So be gentle with that. Don't do anything that's causing any discomfort. Just gently seeing how it feels to move through the neck. And then as you're ready, coming to a neutral place. And we're just going to do one more movement here. So having the knees bent this time. So have your knees bent up, feet flat on the ground comfortably. So don't tuck the feet in as far as they go. Just let your feet land comfortably. They could be further apart, close together, doesn't matter. Feet flat on the ground, knees bent comfortably, arms comfortably out to the side, so wherever you want them to be. And then again, get that feeling of the shoulder blades just tucking underneath the back. And then from here, we're going to come back to that pec roll we did right at the start, allowing the shoulders to move forwards. And as you do, I want the whole of the spine to get involved. So feel the tailbone tuck and the pubic bone gently move towards the navel. And then from there, letting the arms outwardly rotate, the shoulders draw back, and we're going to get a little arch in the back. And this time, allow that arch to be exaggerated. Allow the shoulder blades to pull down behind you as you gently arch into the back. And then releasing through the arch, lengthen the lower back, spread out between the shoulder blades, finding that movement. Gently, gently going through this flower movement. So it's almost like a flower with the petals opening out at the front, as though the petals of the flower opening into the sunshine. And then closing all of those petals inwards at the night time as you contract gently into the front of the body and really feel the spread into the back of the body. Just doing that a few more times in your own time. Keep the breath moving. Notice how it feels to inhale and exhale as you expand through the front of the body. And then equally notice how it feels to inhale and exhale as you spread and open through the back of the lungs and the back of the body. Notice if right side and left side feel different, don't force them to be the same. So allow this movement to be asymmetrical if it needs to be. You might find yourself moving a little more onto one side, and then the next move you might find yourself moving a little more onto the other side. Either way, just keeping this movement comfortable, fluid. And whenever you're ready, you're going to pause the movement. So take your time to get to a place where you want to land and pause. And then from there, you're going to be bringing yourself into a comfortable place where you can rest and land. So for you, that might mean just straightening your legs out. It might mean having those knees bent in. And if you gave yourself something for your legs to land onto, then it might be finding that. Whatever you're doing, letting yourself just land comfortably. Again, maybe those palms are out to the side, the shoulders blades just gently tuck underneath. And let your eyes be closed. If they're not already, just let them settle closed. And as you land here, just get a sense of how you feel. So again, scanning the body and noticing. And again, you might be saying to yourself, you might be commenting, right foot feels heavier than left foot. I can feel my chest moving with my breath. I can feel a tingle in my fingers. Whatever it is that comes up, just noticing that and moving on. Try not to get caught up in stories. Notice the language that you're using. Keep the interest, keep the curiosity, and also keep that kindness and gratitude. And then you're slowly going to start finding the space between the sensations expanding. Allow yourself a little bit more time where maybe you notice or acknowledge nothing in particular. And allow yourself to not force the scanning. To allow sensations and thoughts to come and go. And allow there to be spaces between. Letting yourself land quietly. And then maybe just gently releasing the need to notice. Allowing your body and mind to drop a little back.
to soften and relax. And bring your attention into your breath, and as you start to expand your breath, start to soften a bit of movement through the body. You might gently move the face and let the head move a little side to side. You might shrug a little into one shoulder and the other. You might stretch out a little through your arms and wiggle through the fingers. Maybe wiggling the toes and stretching the legs or bending the knees inward to the chest and taking a little rock side to side. As you bring movement into the body, be very conscious of how that movement feels. Be conscious of moving with ease and moving with awareness. And then as you're ready, you're going to bring yourself over onto one side. And as you come onto one side, let yourself land comfortably. Maybe your hand or arm just props your head. And then keeping your eyes closed or letting them come to a soft focus, you're going to ease yourself up to a comfortable seat. And as you come upright, let the legs land wherever they need to land. Let yourself come to a place where your back can be tall and straight. And if you need your hands down on the ground to support you in order to keep your back upright, that's absolutely fine. If you like, maybe bring the palms of the hands together, thumbs into the chest. And from here, just a couple of little movements of the shoulders. Let the shoulders move a little up towards the ears, and then let the shoulders move a little down. Maybe the shoulders roll a little around. And then letting the shoulders pause and relax. Just gently allowing the chin to drop down towards the chest. And then lifting it back up. Allowing the chin to lift a little away from the chest. Don't collapse in the back of the neck here, just a small movement. And then again, letting the chin drop down towards the chest. Just taking a couple of breaths there. Keeping the back somewhere near tall and straight as you breathe. Just allowing the back of the neck to expand. And then gently letting the head lift back up. And just take a moment to notice the space around the neck and shoulders. Notice if you want to do any other gentle movements through the neck, through the shoulders, just very subtly exploring. And then coming to a neutral place, taking a moment to just notice. Notice the sensations. And I thank you kindly. Namaste. I hope that you found that to be of use. And of course, as I said, if you have any questions about the practice, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Thank you.